Bollocks to most of the Kickoff show in terms of WTF moments, because at the end of the day, who really cares if Kayla Braxton said something a little bit wrong? And most importantly of all, there was no John O'Clock. And if I can't John O'Clock, what has all of this been about? But there was some wrestling related things on the Kickoff show, so let's kick things off with
a SmackDown Pat. What was the line that you just spat?
And I quote, "Welcome to Friday night, baby." It was Sunday, and he said the same a little bit later on. So hang on a second, I need to make a phone call. Beep boop beep boop boop. Hello, David Meltzer. This is Ross Tweddle. Pat McAfee is off his face. He loves the toot. He doesn't have a clue where he is. The mindset of certain fans at Survivor Series 2021 has got to be a massive WTF moment, because you see, certain fans who were at Survivor Series 2021, they paid a lot of money, some bare coin, some that, just to chant AE-dub at a WWE show after paying all that money just to crap on WWE, who you gave your hard-earned money to. Why can't you just like both? Go to one, like that one. Go to the other one, like that one. You weirdos.
SmackDown Pat. What was the line that you just spat?
And I quote, Nakamura has got weapons all over his body. Oh, matron. Forget about King of Strong Style, more like King of Massive Powerful Winky, am I right, Shinsuke? Kinshasa. And then after not being seen for what feels like 50,000 years, a 50,000-year-old Vince McMahon arrived to a WWE pay-per-view with a golden bastard egg. Out of nowhere, no context, old man Vince McMahon, massive golden egg. I tell you, it completely catches you off guard, and no, there will be no egg puns during the course of this video. They're all on Twitter, and they're all bloody terrible. So to set the scene for you, Vince McMahon gets out of his limo. Vince McMahon gets the Linda McMahon pop from the massive group of massive nerds waiting for him. Vince McMahon gets back into his limo. Vince McMahon brings out a massive golden egg. He presents the golden egg to the massive group of massive nerds, and the massive nerds, they do nothing. Vince McMahon says, "Shout, damn it, shout," doing that with his hands, you see. And then the nerds, they pop for the massive golden egg. Vince McMahon fires their pals. They do nout. Vince McMahon brings a golden egg. Woo! Vince McMahon, you group of nerds should be damn ashamed of yourselves, okay? Honestly, it's like watching Willy Bastard Wonka, never mind WWE, and we have no context about this until Stinky Pete on the Kickoff panel goes, "Hey ho, that's that massive golden egg from that Netflix thing. Yeah, it all makes sense, doesn't it? Yes." Honestly, right, the way that Vince McMahon looks so proud with that massive golden egg in his hand, I was thinking to myself, has Vince McMahon had one of his massive grape fruits detached from his being, preserved in gold, so future generations could feel the power of the grapefruits? And the best thing was, at certain points of that segment, the camera work made it look like Vince McMahon was flashing his employees. I mean, the people he tells to come to a building to do the wrestling, and he tells them to bugger off for no good reason whatsoever. He looked like he was flashing them, and they were loving it. I mean, I guess they would. He is, of course, a genetic jackhammer. My eyes have stopped working. I'm sorry, everybody, but every single bastard time that thing comes on the screen, it's got to be a WTF moment. Is the camera there? I don't know, I'm blind. Maggle. And I quote, "Over the years, these two women have battled for championships. Hell in a Cell," said Maggle. And I was thinking to myself, well, that's not quite right, is it, you bellend? Of course, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch had a singles match at Hell in a Cell 2018, and in my book, Maggle Cole, that doesn't quite count as having a Hell in a Cell thing together, like you claimed, with such pizzazz. I mean, I've stepped inside Wembley Stadium, but that doesn't mean I've played for England now, does it, Maggle? That's the same thing, in my mind. And here is a direct quote from Charlotte Flair, which the cameras picked up in all of its glory with no microphone cuts whatsoever, when she said to Becky Lynch, "Talk all your poo, Becky, talk all your poo. These people know I'm the greatest." I mean, of course, she didn't quite say poo, because if I said the thing Charlotte Flair said, YouTube would demonetize this video, because YouTube, as a thing, is not as hard as Charlotte Flair. I mean, none of us are we? None of us are. But for the lack of bleeps here, we've got to point our fingers at that dickhead in the production truck and say, Kevin Dunn, stop playing with your incisors, will you? Dun, 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 dun. Now I know that WWE and revisionist history, they go together like Jerry Lawler and ladies who are way too young for him. They shouldn't go together, but they keep doing so. But I've got to make a massive WTF moment of WWE and their production team in general, and whoever was making those wonderful packages we saw all the way through the night about The Rock, but specifically the one about Survivor Series 1996. The WTF moment arrives when we hear Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. It's so lovely. The Rock's even heard saying at Survivor Series 1996, tonight I heard 23,000 people screaming my name, and that's what I was waiting for. And I was thinking, you've got a weird kink, you Rock, from 1996. And that's because those of us who know what actually happened at Survivor Series 1996 will have heard the chants of Die Rocky Die and Rocky sucks, and not really Rocky 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 like they were claiming there. But of course I'm not here to kink shame, dear viewer. If The Rock likes being crapped on, The Rock likes being crapped on. And the size of Sign Man's bollocks, both of them, has to be a huge WTF moment. Because you see, King Woods, he's walking that aisle like only King Woods could do, because he's the only king in all of WWE. Up yours, Jerry Lawler. He locks eyes with Sign Man. He says, hey there, you Sign Man, don't you dare have a sign ready which is going to besmirch my good name, because I am King Woods. And the Sign Man goes, yeah, let's play it cool, pal. I've got nothing on you, fam. So he walks off there, does King Woods, and when he's walked off with his back turned, Sign Man produces that sign there, which is either complimenting King Woods or bashing King Woods. I can't work it out. And I'm telling you, forget about Vince McMahon's grapefruits being preserved in gold like I spoke about earlier. Let's put Sign Man's bollocks in some gold. They're so big.
SmackDown packed, SmackDown packed. What was the line that you just spat?
And I quote once again, this is about an entire year's worth of bragging rights. And I'm sure in that sentence there, he put the word yeah where he should have put the word week. I'm sure we'll hear about Survivor Series 2021 on this week's Raw and this week's SmackDown, but in 2 weeks' time, we'll hear diddly squat. And we won't hear diddly squat until about a few weeks before Survivor Series 2022, because that is how the battle for brand supremacy works, isn't it? Yeah, we all care so much, don't we? Yeah. And smack my arse and smack it again and just keep smacking it until I pass out. The booking of Kevin Owens is a huge WTF moment, let me tell you. Apparently, according to those dirty sheets on the internet, Kevin Owens' contract in the WWE is up at the end of the year. So there I was thinking that for the rest of this year, 2021, Kevin Owens would be booked like, I don't know, Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior and Goldberg and all of the other good wrestlers wrapped up in one package with a beard and muscles and tattoos of a dinosaur and other things like that. I thought they'd be making Kevin Owens look as strong could be, but the fact they made Kevin Owens at Survivor Series 2021 the living, breathing, walking, talking Abe Simpson gif. He walked in, he twizzled around, and he walked back out again. I don't know what's going on. What the hell are they doing? But then I guess Kevin Owens, after being the Abe Simpson living, breathing, walking, talking gif, he won that match, didn't he? He was on Team Raw. He won. And he didn't even try. So maybe they did book him really strong. Yeah. No, they didn't. It was bollocks. Just a reminder while you're looking at that picture there. Sheamus, right? Or Shelmus. Oh, sugar, I said no egg puns. Sheamus, right? He tried to frame Jeff Hardy for a crime Jeff Hardy didn't commit. This was just last summer, by the way. 2020, you know that crap? Yeah, with a vid and whatnot. The vid? What the hell's that? I don't know. And in return, Jeff Hardy threw piss right over Sheamus' head, you know, in riposte for Sheamus trying to frame Jeff Hardy for a crime Jeff Hardy didn't commit. And then in riposte to that, Sheamus got Jeff Hardy's head, right, and he shoved it in an actual pub urinal, a used one with the piss in it and whatnot, and rubbed it up against that, all in the midst of those two lads trying to kill each other in a barroom brawl. That all happened there, and they're doing that there. I don't know what's going on. It makes no sense, does it? I know you could say they pulled it round by the end of that match up there, but at the end of the day, Sheamus wanted to tag Jeff Hardy, and Jeff wasn't there, and that's what pissed Sheamus off. And that, in my opinion, as I speak like a tosser, does not make sense. $100 million! No, Roman, this is not a prop. This is the actual Cleopatra's bastard golden egg. This isn't a prop. The Rock gave it to me. He had $7 in his pocket when he arrived in the WWF, and I made him a millionaire with a $100 million golden egg. Wrestling is sure crap. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Vince McMahon's got this $100 million golden egg, a 10-year contract with Saudi Arabia, multiple million contract deals with both Fox and the USA Network, all of the other money, and he releases people like they're used sheets of toilet paper. It makes you sick, doesn't it? Americans, you get a 3-course meal inside of one pizza box, and that one pizza box, it has drawers? Oh, Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Oh. Vince McMahon just came. But of course, the ripped, lean, mean fighting machine must not eat the pizza. Oh no, he must pass the pizza to the larger man. Or let's just call it in Vince McMahon's vernacular, the fat bastard. Because of course, the fat bastards of this world, we are the ones who just eat the pizza, whereas the lean, mean fighting machines, like Ronald Truth, they don't eat the pizza, do they? I mean, that might be the harsh, unbearable truth of this world, but you can't be telling me that Pizza Hut were happy at that thing happening there to promote their pizzas. And I guess, yes, they salvaged this a little bit with the Street Profits eating what looked like rubber pizza, but still, I think me point stands. Mago, 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 mago. So with Commander Aziz actively trying to pull AJ Styles off, oh man, he didn't even have hold of his little thing. That doesn't matter. The point at hand here is we have Maggle Cole seriously asking if AJ Styles gets eliminated from that point there, which I think he did, does that go down as an Omos elimination? Just because Omos is touching him, as Maggle Cole said. And I'm thinking, you stupid poo-stirring little prick, Maggle Cole. That was a bit too harsh, but I don't even care really. That was a really silly thing to say, Maggle Cole. You've been way better than that since aligning with SmackDown Pat. We all love you in SmackDown Pat. You're better than that, Maggle Cole. It's Aziz who's pulling AJ Styles off. Second wank joke. So whether we care about it or not, which we don't really, Survivor Series 2021 was all about brand supremacy. It was Raw, it was against SmackDown. It's the only night of the year where Raw and SmackDown go head to head in brand. You know what the catchphrase is by now, don't you? Of course you do. But in that battle royal, right, where brand supremacy was on the line in a thing we all really care about, we had Raw superstars try to eliminate Raw superstars and SmackDown superstars try to eliminate, you'll never guess what, SmackDown superstars. What the fudgelicious is going on here? If the superstars don't care about brand supremacy, man, turn into a riddle there, don't know what's going on there. If they don't care about that, why should us fans care about it? Have the Raw superstars team with the Raw superstars to eliminate the SmackDown superstars and vice versa. It makes sense, doesn't it? Vince McMahon, Sonya Deville, Adam Pearce in an office. It seems like a joke, but it's not. It happened at Survivor Series 2021. And this is what Vince McMahon said to his two subordinates who are doing such a wonderful job, aren't they? Thank you for what you guys are doing on Raw and SmackDown. I think it's firm but fair. That's what Vince McMahon sounds like when he's speaking at a lower decibel. And I was thinking, how about you take the words firm and fair and shove it up your arsehole, Vince McMahon, and replace it with irrational and nonsensical, because that's the job Adam Pearce and Sonya have been doing on Raw and SmackDown in the build-up to Golden Egomania. Right then Vince McMahon realises that somebody has stolen his massive $100 million golden egg from its Perspex box. Oh no, the shock and horror. And Vince McMahon's first reaction upon learning his massive $100 million golden egg has gone missing is to shout, and I quote by looking at my script down here, "Somebody has stolen my egg." Wrestling, man. It was like a mother hen after laying an egg at a farmer's farm for the first time. They wouldn't know what's coming, would they? Yes, he's lost his egg, and almost certainly Vince McMahon has lost all of his bastard marbles as well. Then he shouts at Sonya and Adam, "Call the cops! Immediately you must call the cops!" And Sonya picks up her phone, doesn't even press any buttons, and goes, "Hello, police." Because, of course, that's what we all do when making phone calls, isn't it? That's how the phones work. You put it next to your head, it knows what you want to do, and it calls them immediately, doesn't it? She's a wizard. And then he's going through all the suspects who could have stolen his massive golden egg. Vince lists the production people, the people of Brooklyn. And Adam Pearce says back to him, "Well, Vince, it could be one of our superstars." So natural, his delivery there. Adam Pearce is a great performer. Let's not take anything away from Adam Pearce. But that line there was weird. Hey, Vince, maybe it could be one of our many superstars. So natural. Vince's response to that? Find my egg. Interview all of them. Interview all of them. 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, 150 interviews. I cannot wait. So just in case I haven't made it clear what's happened here, The Rock has given Vince McMahon a present. And that present is a golden egg. It's worth $100 million. It's not a prop, by the way, from the movie that's on Netflix at the minute. It's a real golden egg. $100 million. Somebody has stolen that egg and Vince McMahon has called the police and Adam Pearce needs to interview people. Wrestling. Back to those weird fans and their weird mindset we go once again, because this time we have the fans who have paid lots and lots of money to go to a WWE show just to chant CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, and presumably try to crap on WWE, who are seemingly laughing as they take your money to the bank, you knobheads. Just like both of them, man. What's wrong with that? We love putting smiles on people's faces, said Morrissey, who works for the WWE. That was a Vince McMahon impression, but my voice box is starting to go, you see, everybody. The company who said that line there, via Morrissey, booked last night's Survivor Series. They didn't have to do the things they did at Survivor Series. They could have done anything they bloody well wanted to, you see. That's how wrestling works. It's predetermined. You can do what you want, just about. And the company who loves putting the smiles on people's faces, they took the uber popular Sasha Banks. They had her own team prevent her from getting back in the ring, even though Sasha Banks got in the ring 2 or 3 times in the midst of the referee's 10 count. Look, the evidence is right there. I'm telling you, Team SmackDown, the referee, everyone who was associated with putting together the Team SmackDown portion of that Survivor Series, traditional elimination matchup, you can get yourselves and put yourselves in the bin, because that was rubbish. And then we have the little things through the match where, of course, we have Shotzi and Sasha. They're rivals on SmackDown. That's fine. They're rivals at the start of the match. That's fine. Can they coexist? Nobody asks that question anymore, do they, wrestling fans? Ever. On Raw or SmackDown or Full Gear, unforgivably so. Up yours, Full Gear, for doing that, even if it was a little jibe at WWE's expense. I don't think it was. Maybe it was. I don't know. But they weren't getting along. Then they were getting along. They did moves after one another. It was like they were working together. They stood next to each other on the apron despite being rivals. Then they didn't get along again after getting along. I tell you, I've said this before in this crappy video series. It's like WWE trying to walk forwards in a straight line. The right foot wants to go forwards, but the left foot won't move. So they go around in circles like this, you see. Go around in circles for the rest of time. For the rest of time. I'm going to go now. Circles. So then we have the sobering realisation that The Rock show, SmackDown, at The Rock's 25th anniversary of debuting in WWE at Survivor Series, it lost every single match on the main card apart from the main event. And of course, I'm not including the Kickoff show in that little roundup there, because as we learned a couple of years ago, the Kickoff shows, they don't count at Survivor Series. And then speaking of The Rock, we've got to make The Rock not being at Survivor Series 2021, the 25th anniversary of The Rock's debut in WWE, the stepping stone The Rock took to superstardom, of becoming the most famous person in the world today, probably. He wasn't there. He didn't show up. Did they ask him? Probably. Was he busy? Maybe. But he didn't show up, okay? He wasn't there. And I know we're on the slow build now to The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, maybe. Well, they will have a custody of a golden egg ladder match on the grandest stage of them all. It brings a tear to your eye, doesn't it? Oh my God, it's heart-wrenching. But still, the entire build-up to Survivor Series 2021 was all about The Rock. Social media, everything was all about The Rock. They had Roman Reigns appear on, what was he called? I've forgotten his name. Jimmy Fallon. Whoever the bloody hell that is. I'm joking, of course. But they had Roman Reigns appear on there speaking about The Rock. Everything was about The Rock. And when you look at it, the cold, hard facts. Impact Wrestling had more of The Rock on one of their shows than WWE could have on the 25th anniversary of The Rock's debut in WWE. And I was thinking maybe, just maybe, The Rock must have been at the Barclays Centre, but he was just beaten by some paper. I've been Ross Tweddle from Cultaholic Wrestling. I'm still your reigning and defending Cultaholic Heavyweight Champion, because these things, of course, do not change hands in tag team affairs. Catch myself and Andrew Hodkinson's cut down edited reactions to Survivor Series 2021 on the channel on Tuesday evening. If you haven't seen it already, go to twitch.tv/Cultaholic, where on demand, I assume, you can watch our new live review show, once again with Andrew Hodkinson and the illustrious Tom Campbell, where they go through Survivor Series 2021 and give it grades. Jushin Liger was there. I swear down, Jushin Liger was there. There's prizes. There's all sorts. We're going to do that for pay-per-views for the foreseeable future. Ooh! And maybe extend it to other shows if it's popular enough. So if you like that sound of that one, go and watch it, kids. And of course, we have What Happened At and Adam Pachiti's live reactions to Survivor Series on the channel right now. I've been Ross Tweddle from Cultaholic Wrestling. That was an underwhelming Survivor Series. Oh, there was no Brock Lesnar either. They teased Brock halfway through the show, and he wasn't there either. That can't be a surprise. The Rock wasn't there, but still, it's worth mentioning. Thank you for watching. Toodle pip.